Welcome back to the Mateo Lopez Experience. I am your host as usual. I've been recording this for a while, but it's still funny because I'm still gonna forget parts of my script that I wrote down, part of my ideas, and I might go back over here. Alright, I'm gonna make this video. It's gonna be a little different than what you're used to, but that's fine. It's supposed to be. Let's get right in. Look. You should be aggressive. You should be inherently a little violent. You should be more aggressive than you see other people walking throughout the halls. Because there is nothing worse in life than to be a passive man. Passive and man do not mix. They do not fucking mix. Those are that's not yin and yang. That's like two opposite kinds of magnetic energy. A man who is passive is robbed of his inherent strength, inherent masculinity. You have all this. Men are way more aggressive and way stronger than chicks, and you choose to act like a female in this regard. Go fuck yourself. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to be weak. Okay, it's okay to be weak, but never to stay weak. Does that make sense? You're fine if you're weak right now, but if you stay like that, you're just a pussy. You should have it within yourself to be aggressive, to be violent, and choose to consciously not indulge in those things. It's okay not knowing how to fight, but it's okay not knowing how to fight, but saying that you won't fight is very fucking bad. If someone's groping up on your girl, someone's got you're out somewhere, he's got a hand around her, a hand on your ass, and he's talking to her, not even looking at you, completely disrespecting you. That is a time when you fucking kill a motherfucker. You don't actually kill him, but that's a time when you throw down. I'm not gonna lie. Like, bones should be broken. I don't care if you know how to put someone in an arm bar or break their jaw. It doesn't make a fucking difference. You should be able to fight. Even if you don't know how to fight right now, you should be able to charge into a fight, knowing that you're just gonna fucking wing it, make sure it works, and get out there. A lot of people are gonna say, don't fight, that's bad. And it is bad. It's a bad thing for society, and it makes sense. Society doesn't want someone who's gonna be violent within their system. It doesn't work for the system. However, for an individual, if that situation happens, someone's groping up on your girl, your mom, or your daughter, I would look down on you if you just let that shit slide. That you are not a fucking man if you let that shit slide. You should be able to hurt him. Does that make sense? I'm gonna tell you that. Not a lot of people are gonna tell you that. That is a fucking must-have. I look down on you if you as a man are not a threat. If you are not a threat in a fight, if you cannot get into a physical altercation and be able to hurt someone, even if you don't know how to fight right now, if you're not willing to go and do that, I look down on you as a man. You're not a man. You're not even a fucking threat. Go fuck yourself. One of my favorite Jordan Peterson quotes is, I would rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in war. Apply that to yourself. Think about that for a moment. I would rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in war. Who is more out of place? The gardener in war or the warrior in the garden? It's the fucking gardener, of course. So yes, you should be aggressive and capable of breaking someone's nose or ripping their bones off in a fucking arm bar, or put them in a heel hook. You should be able to do this shit. You should be able to do this shit, okay? I'm not gonna lie. But you should also choose not to. You should choose consciously to not let that power overcome you. You should be able to dominate your aggression and choose when to act on it, rather than it choose whenever it wants to act up. That's like the more gentleman way to go about this, and that's the better way. That's what's gonna fit in society. It's what's gonna fit with us. It's the best thing we can do, is learn how to fight and learn how to be able to do this and be violent. So that when the moments come, when the hard times come, and you're gonna make a tough decision, when it's you versus another person, or they're trying to check up on you, and you gotta beat someone's ass. You gotta make sure you win. It's also just kind of fun to learn how to fight. It just is. I'm not saying go and have fights, by the way. I'm not saying that, so you don't get sued. Don't go to jail. Jail was a big, steep decline. We don't want to go to fucking jail at all. We don't want that. But we want the ability to realize and utilize the power of our aggressiveness and learn that I have the strength within me and be able to dominate it and not doom ourselves with it. You should be aggressive, but when I say aggressive, I don't want you to think about some big dumb bully brute. I want you thinking about a person like, yeah, you're normal, chilling around. But if it comes down to it, you can break a few fucking skulls. That's what I'm saying. Let's understand. Hold on, before that. Throughout time, our species is very aggressive. Let's get this right. Humans are violent fucking animals. The ability to harm is not held in high regard for obvious reasons. I thought my window fucking open. I was like, what the hell? It is detrimental to our society, but it's also defined our society. If that makes sense. We're like, who gives a fuck? Humans are inherently very violent animals. You don't get to the top of the food chain by being a little bitch. You get to the top of the food chain by being a bigger and better, more efficient monster than everything else. And who's at the top of the food chain? Sure, a bear could kill me, but if we really wanted to, we could take less than like 0.01% of our population and kill all the bears in the world. Like, it's not that fucking hard. Like, we could do it. Like in a few, like under a year, we could kill all the bears. Besides that, if you really want to see how fucked up and aggressive and murderous humans are, go to Wikipedia and look up tortures. All the different torture methods throughout the years. I'm sure there's gonna be a long fucking list you gotta go through. That kind of shit that we've been capable to think up, not just in medieval times when they're most famous, but like nowadays, and the shit we could do 10,000 years ago. Terrible, like what I think it's the Comanches used to do. They would put your body in the sand, so just your head is out, and then they put like a bunch of ants and scorpions all over your face, and then pick and eat it apart while you lived. That's not a shit that was made up in a movie. That shit was real. That was a real thing they used to do to settlers and to other Indian tribes, Native American tribes. Who gives a fuck? Aggressiveness is still within us. It has defined our species. It's a part of our species. Don't let that shit go to waste. That shit is a part of you. Find it, use it. You've probably never trained yourself to even recognize that energy, but it's fucking within you. Use that aggressive energy, whether it's in the gym, in your fucking work, training how to be a fighter. Whatever the fuck it is, use it. That shit is a gift. That shit is life blood. Rest assured, no weak man is great. A weak man can become great, but no weak man is great. No passive man ever broke records. Use that aggressive energy in competition, but also like when the time comes, hurt somebody. You gotta be able to. I look down on you if you're not able to. When you feel that aggressive energy, use that. Harness it is a better word than just use it. That kind of aggressive, inherently masculine, that fucking kind of energy, that's the kind of shit that tears down empires or builds them. It's all up to you and how you decide to use it. Never let that energy go to waste. Violence, of course, within reason, is hated and thrown away by society, but for the individual, you need to be able to use it. Because if there's ever an opportunity when you need to use it, you bet your sweet baby you're gonna wish you're able to harness it, rather than like, oh no, flatlined. It's not a great thing to talk about. I'm gonna be honest. Like, we want to live in a society where nobody has to be aggressive because everybody knows they're fucking bad. But that's just not fucking like that's a utopia that doesn't exist, and it's never going to fucking exist. When the time comes, when things get hard, when times get hard, do you want to be with somebody who knows how to fight or somebody who doesn't? When you're in a corner and there's people coming around trying to rob you or just hurt you for some fucking reason, you need to be able to hurt a motherfucker. Now, don't get caught. Don't go hurting people for no fucking reason. Don't go to jail, obviously. Keep this shit to a minimum, because if people see, oh, you're hurting someone. You're gonna get ostracized, thrown to jail, and things is never gonna fucking work out. It's just gonna go round. Fuck that. In a scenario, when you have to, you should be able to. But always, I cannot push this more. Always, do not try and just go up to somebody and just hurt them for no fucking reason. Try and keep violence down. It's still just not a good fucking thing. It's gonna be on your record. We're gonna see it. You should be able to, but choose to do it only if you have to. I cannot say that any more than right now. But true, it is true. You're less of a man if you're not a threat. Does that make sense? You can look like a threat, but it's better to actually be a threat. Be a fucking threat. When times get hard, and I'm in a foxhole, and there's guns, bullets raising, I don't want to be surrounded by people who I'm not going to be able to trust. I want to be surrounded by fucking people who are weapons, who are just like me, people who I want to have around me within a foxhole. Surround yourself with those kind of people. That's a whole different video. I'm in this video here. Before I do that, actually, what can you guys do to go and be more aggressive, to go and learn this part of yourself right now? Go train martial arts, train jiu-jitsu, go wrestle. Honestly, best thing, MMA, striking. Doesn't really fucking matter. It doesn't really matter which discipline you choose. Just go and fucking train. Not no bullshit thing. Learn how to box, learn how to kickbox, learn how to do Muay Thai. Full MMA is probably the best thing. Learn jiu-jitsu, learn wrestling, because if you're taking down, you're gonna want to learn these things. But of course, it just feels funner to just kind of shit. We like that a lot. Learn how to fight. Learn how to fight. You end up learning throughout the process a lot more than just fighting. I guarantee you that. You learn also how to discipline that fighting spirit. But as much as I've said about disciplining and not using it, you need to be able to fight. You just need to, man. I'm in this video here knowing that my whole message was understood. It's kind of a little bit of a rant. I'm not super organized, and I apologize for that. I had to look over this fucking script because I, for the life of me, cannot remember 3 sentences I had. It's fine. I'm in this video here. Just remember that those who never do shall never know. And when the situation arises when you gotta hit someone, you gotta be violent, don't be found lacking. Don't be found like somebody who's panicking in the moment and can't throw, can't do anything. She's gonna get steamrolled. Don't be that guy. That's a guy. That's not a man, that's a guy. Fuck that. You should be violent. You should be able to vastly hurt somebody so they never try and do that shit to you ever again. If somebody's trying to, I'm not even gonna get that. I'm not gonna get the fuck. That's just dark shit. Alright, I'm in this video here. Hope you have a good one. Those who never do shall never know. I'm trying to be all peaceful about this, but yeah, you should be a low-key, a little violent motherfucker inside, and choose to be a gentleman on the outside, and just like, it's just be with him. Keep it with him, and when you need it, be able to harness it. That's all this is. I'm in this video here. Hope you have a good one. Please like and subscribe, or midget dropkick.